So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another anniversary album review of The Shield in the Couch. And today we're celebrating a big one, the 30th anniversary of Rage Against the Machine, with their self-titled album that came out on November 3 of 1992. So we're 30 years ago, this album was released, and I'm here joined by Señorita Sabrosura, and we're going to talk about this album and celebrate this landmark album. So, Señorita, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here, all chilled and ready to talk about this album. I can't believe that that album is 30 years old,
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 30 years since that album came out.
but it has. And we're gonna do the usual, what we thought about it when we came out. Everyone knows the drill. So, uh, where were you when you first listened to this album?
Um, well, I think I listened that album when I was in high school, not when it came out. When it came out, I was only 10 years. So do the math. I think when I first listened to Rage, I was in high school, and then I listened to them in college again. Um, and I like it. Since the first listen, for me, this album is a landmark. It's era defining. I know when it came out, there was a lot of stuff happening, like the LA riots, the Rodney King, but it's incredible that those things are still happening. So it's still relevant.
Very
And
much.
yeah. Where were you when that album came out, or what are your first memories?
So yeah, you were 10 years old. So you're telling me that you weren't singing "Killing in the Name of," like at 10 years old, like "fuck you, I won't do you what you tell me."
No. Maybe when I was 15, not 10.
Yeah. So when this came out, I was in high school, and I remember the first song that I listened to was "Freedom." I saw the music video on MTV, and I thought like, well, this sounds different. Zach de la Rocha is like kind of rapping. It had a political message, and Tom Morello was just incredible that he made scratching noises with his guitar. And it says
For
right
me,
here,
for me, he invented a new way of
oh
playing
yeah,
the guitar, a new sound.
yeah, he's a groundbreaker. Like no one did that until him, and I don't think no one else does what Tom Morello does on the guitar. It's so like I don't know how he does it, but it's incredible, and it's his own style, and he plays his own style. And this was before new metal was a thing. You could say like it was the first rap song in metal was Anthrax with Public Enemy. Then you had Faith No More that
Mhm.
makes funk, and then Rage Against the Machine. So this was before the new metal, and then new metal brought like the turntables. But these guys, Tom Morello was doing that sound with the guitar, which was to
Exactly.
me groundbreaking. And to this day, I'm floored when I listen to this album and I hear the sounds that he does because no one does that. So yeah, and I also the political message and being so mad, I grab onto it. To this day, I still can't understand like people our age say like, "Oh, I hate it when bands get political and rage," and I'm like, dude, did you listen to the lyrics? Like they have
Exactly.
always been, they're raging against the machine. The machine is the
The
government. What did
system,
you
the
thought they were
government.
raging against? Like the washer machine?
No, it's the system, the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, whenever Tom Morello is a guest on another album, you know it's him because of the way he's playing the guitar. Like no one does it. I think he was the first one. And yeah, there's been other bands before then and other in a lot of bands after them, but I think they had a way on that album of perfecting the rap rock metal formula. They perfected.
Yeah. And also, yeah, we mentioned obviously Zach de la Rocha, his vocal delivery, Tom Morello, but we have a talk too about the bassist.
Yeah, the bass
See,
and the
the
drum.
bass on this album is great, and the drumming by Brad Wilk is also impeccable. So just an all-around great band. So I
And
was really
what do you tell me about the cover?
in the cover.
Like
Obviously,
before
this is
you
a real
listen to
picture.
the before you listen to the lyrics, you know you're getting into something with that image.
Yeah, this cover. I know that they banned it a lot, but it's like real, like
Yeah, it was a real monk protesting. Um, so
yeah,
with
no, it's
image,
hardcore.
you know you're
You know,
getting.
you have like a strong album cover when you have this. So yeah, so Maddie, what are your favorite tracks out of this album? I know we usually pick three, but I think this album we can pick a little bit more. I would pick four because there's such good songs. So what are your favorite four
Well,
songs?
four like you
Oh, you
always.
pick. That's why I say four because you
No,
never go with them.
I pick up four like just to uh well, the first song, obviously, it's being overplayed, but it's impossible to not listen to this song and not sing along, Killing the Name. For me, that was the first song. It's so powerful. It's impossible not to sing along. And that ending when they sing "Fuck you, I won't do what you told me," like that song, it became an anthem. And you want to know a funny story about that song? I
Sure.
went to a ska festival and the music was fine. I was with a group of friends, like we were like a lot of friends listening to reggae, ska. But between bands, when a band finished and they're setting up for the other, they were playing music. The best part of that festival, that ska festival, was when the DJ put "Killing in the Name." The whole festival were singing "Killing the Name," like "fuck you, I will do what you tell me." That was the best part of that night. I like don't remember the bands. I don't remember only that
Well,
part of the
well,
festival
that
because it
concert
was so
sucked,
awesome.
Maddie.
No, it didn't suck. The music was fine, but everybody, like, imagine like hundreds of people like singing together, "Killing the Name," like, because you know that Rage Against is never going to Puerto Rico. I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
But imagine all these people at the same, like, "Fuck you, I will do what you tell me, fuck you." Like, it
Yeah,
was awesome.
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Another favorite song is "Wake Up."
Which was
Uh
featured in The Matrix, which you would know if you finished that goddamn movie.
someday. But "Wake Up," I love it. It has the Led Zeppelin riff, the Kashmir
Yeah,
riffs, and it explodes with so much power, so much fury. So I like that song. And another unforgettable song I really like, "Know Your Enemy." Like, for me, that's one of the best songs of the album. Like, they were born to rage against the system, against the machine. They make you question everything. So know your enemy. And another song I like, "Settle for Nothing." Like
nice.
I like where it goes from progressive rock to hardcore. I really like the whole album, but for me, those are the
Those are the
standouts.
four standouts. So I'm gonna pick four. Well,
Different,
obviously, I love "Killing in the Name of,"
of course.
but I'll try to pick a few. "Killing in the Name of" is just on another platform. But the first track, "Bomb Track," it's a great opening track.
Yes.
It gets you in the mood for the album, and it never lets go. I think "Bullet in the Head," it's a great song,
The whole album.
especially when Zach says "you got a bullet in your fucking head." It's like so powerful. The lyrics here
Yeah.
really grab you.
That's the song
uh
where it sings "No More Life."
the what?
On the chorus that he's saying, "No more lies, no
No more
more lies."
lies. You
I
got a
love that
bullet in
song
your
too.
head.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
love
great
that song
song.
too. But I tried
And
to pick not all singles.
yeah, no, of course.
But
Uh,
yeah, I
and I think I like Take the Power Back. I think Take the Power
love
Back
that song
is a very anthemic song about, like rising up,
too.
questioning the status quo, which I think is a great track that really resonates well today. And finally, if I had to pick one last song, I'll pick Freedom because it's a great single and it really captures like what Rage is about, and it was very political, and it was the first song that I heard from them, so I really thought that it was amazing. So those are my 4 ones. Well, guess what happened when you're doing a Rage Against the Machine like album anniversary? The Machine got pissed and kicked Señorita Sabrosura out. So I'm guessing I'm finishing this alone. So yeah, 30 years later, how has this held up? I'm sure Señorita Sabrosura would say, yes, it's held up. And I can say that Rage Against the Machine self-titled has really held up through the years. This music would still sound relevant in 2022. It sounded relevant then, and it sounds relevant today because these things keep happening. There's still like abuse of power in the politics in some other areas, and that's why I think this is a band that has struck a chord with the audience, and they just came back, and obviously they have to play these songs live. And to me, these songs, I still listen to this album regularly. I don't get bored with it. I think that Rage Against the Machine did something very special in 1992 when they put out this album. Especially, like we said, Tom Morello, the guitar playing that he did was something very different. How he was doing those crashing sounds with the guitar, and the music, that has stood the test of time. So, what are your favorite tracks of Rage Against the Machine self-titled? How do you think it has held up 30 years later? Is it your favorite album by the band? Comment. I would really want to know. And if you really like the videos that we're putting out, don't forget to give us a like and don't forget to subscribe. We have more content on the way. And please also subscribe to Señorita Sabrosura. It's not her fault that the machine decided to kick her out, but we had to finish this 30th anniversary of this classic album. So coming up next on the Shield on a Couch, I have a interview for the band Goat Whore. I interviewed the drummer, and also on the weekend, there's a anniversary of the L7 Bricks Are Heavy, and I did that with Kate from the band Not. And obviously that came out earlier in the year, but we talked about it, and that's coming on Saturday. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield on the Couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you, and Rage Against the fucking Machine.